But how's my hair look? I just got a haircut. I was told if I was gonna make another video, I needed a haircut because my hair looked, I believe was what I was told. So comment below, how's the fresh cut look? Rippin' bangers. Drone bangers. Here's a banger.
Rippin' bangers.
Man, that's a banger. Welcome back to the channel. Everybody, it has been 18 long months. And we are exactly, well, not exactly, I'm about 10 miles away from when I last left you. My last video was me leaving the Northwoods, and now I am back in the Northwoods. A lot has changed in the last 18 months. I'm a little bit skinnier, so feel good about that. Getting married in the Northwoods. What are the chances of that? So yeah, welcome. We're gonna do another episode of Rippin' Bangers today, but the main purpose of today's episode is we have a very special announcement, which is gonna be at the end of the video. So make sure you stick around for that. Something it's been cooking in my brain for a long time. I won't say a long time, probably since the last time you've seen me. And I've got a lot of positive feedback on it, so we're going to give it a try, and we're going to see what happens. But first, we're going to do a little hopping around the Northwoods. We're going to do a couple of hiking trails. I got a new toy. The issue with me when I go out on these little adventures and take pictures is that I just want to take everything with me. And I'm like, I'd rather just have a 60-pound backpack and not use most of it rather than leave something in the truck and not have it when I want it. But this new little toy I got, hold on, let me grab it. This new little toy I got presents its own little challenge because it is quite, you could say, obnoxious. This is the newest toy in the arsenal. It weighs like a lot. The Sigma 60 to 600 millimeter lens. Yeah, we traded in some stuff that we didn't really use much anymore. And we upgraded this guy, and I didn't just buy it for the sake of buying it. I bought it for a couple reasons, for sporting events, taking pictures at sporting events, and I mentioned I'm getting married, right? We're going to Africa for our honeymoon, so elephant bangers, all those stuff was the main purpose I snagged this guy. But I'm going to try to use this today. I don't really want to carry it around on a hike and stuff because it's not super practical in this part of the world, but we'll find an opportunity to use this thing today and get a banger with it. But with that being said, let's go on a little adventure. I'm happy to be back. All right, we are out here at, this is what people say, undisclosed lake number 1 when they don't want to give away their secrets. They're always at a undisclosed lake. So that's where we are. And here's something else that's happened to me in the last, since I've seen you. Listen to this. This guy's not in. Can you hear it? not in super great shape, but she works. What we have here is we're on a hiking trail, and we have the very shadowy trail looking out into the lake, and we have a pontoon perfectly centered in this opening, and then we have all the highlights of the lake. I don't know if you can halfway see it. You see that right there? Definitely can't see the boat, but we're gonna square it up. We're gonna widen our aperture, narrow our apertures. It's been a while, folks, and get everything in focus, but we're gonna maintain the shadows of the trees and accentuate the highlights of the lake to really make it pop. Ready? This is the first time I've ever seen anyone walk by in the North Woods with bear spray. Homeboy strapped. It's another cool view. All right, y'all. Wide. Did not know this place was here. It's called Black Lagoon. It is kind of like, I don't know, I guess it's a lake off of a lake. There's a pretty cool informational pamphlet. I'll take a little clip up. You can pause it if you want to read it of exactly how it formed, but it is the calmest, most perfect looking, dragonfly, perfect looking little body of water. Like you can hear the wind in the background, but it's perfectly calm just because it's surrounded by trees. And I think I have no choice except to get the bird in the air and do a top down. I have no choice. I just have no choice. Yeah, so this guy's kind of been temperamental lately, so it just crashed. Would like it to not go into the water.
Takeoff. Home point updated.
Doesn't seem happy. Okay, I think he's all right. She's not doing
Landing.
that. Didn't sound good. Like I said, the old Mini Pro, I think, needs to spend a little time in the body shop. She's been a little temperamental for a while, but we got her up and we got her home, and we got a banger up there in the meantime. This is one of the most popular like hiking trails and areas in this whole area. So, but I did not know that little Black Lagoon bog thing was there. So, pretty cool. We're gonna hop in the truck, get a bite to eat, and yeah, I think we need one more banger before the big announcement. So, stay tuned.
Unbreakable, unstoppable, I push to the edge and take it all. I'm born to be untamable, go right to the edge and never fall.
If you want to, little secret here, try to catch fish up here without a boat, you find these little lakes with these nice little fishing piers, and you can't tell me there's not a bass swimming out there that doesn't want to eat a little frog. And then you buy yourself a bait caster, a real nice one, and then about a 7.5 foot pole, and you just yeet it out there as far as you can. So I'm gonna get a banger of this lake, but first you're gonna watch me catch a fish. The scary thing about fishing up here is there's giant muskie, and they'll eat anything. So So what am I gonna do if that happens? Like it almost happened a month ago when I was up here? Don't know, but we'll figure it out when we get there. If we get there. What was the name of this? Cook's Lake with an S. Oh, what'd I tell ya? What'd I tell ya? All right, announcement time. I am starting a service. Backstory. I was in Home Goods with my fiance. When I go to Home Goods, I always look at the art in the pictures because I like pictures. And I was holding up a picture I liked, probably of a hairy cow, which is what they always have there. And I thought to myself, I don't want this. It seemed just very random to me, and my thought was, where does Home Goods source their photos? I don't know. Probably Adobe stock. But my thought was, a few years ago, I started hanging my own prints, large ones. I love a large prints in our home. And when I walk by those pictures, sometimes, not all the times, I think of the story behind those photos. For example, I have a photo of a shipwreck in Iceland. And when I walk past that photo, I laugh sometimes because I remember we were also flying my drone there and a hawk came out of that ship and was chasing my drone, which was pretty cool. There's a picture I have of Acadia National Park in Maine, and I don't know if you've been there, but the entire park is a one-way road. And we pulled in the first day. Now, like the corner of my eye, I noticed like a opening in the trees into a big valley with a creek. And I was like, oh, snap. And I didn't have time to stop. It was a one-way road. I couldn't turn around because there's a million people there. And I just kept in the back of my mind. And then the next day we pulled in and I stopped there and it was even better. And honestly, that's probably the most perfect picture I've ever taken in my life. As far as like the lighting and the reflection of the creek and the water. And I don't think I didn't edit that photo. I just hung it on the wall. And so I was thinking as I was standing in Home Goods, I'm like, oh no. Can you still hear me? Can you still hear me? Yep, you can. I wonder if people feel the same way when they decorate their home and their garage or man cave or office, whatever, if they would enjoy to have a photo that has some meaning behind it and know where it came from and know the story. And if you're new here, I've made a few episodes of what I like to call Rippin bangers. If you don't know what a banger is, it's something used in the photography world of just, I don't even know how to describe it. You know it when you see it. You know, an awesome picture. A unique picture. Because that is also something I enjoy doing is, you know, you can go to anywhere. You know, people chase the national parks and the famous landscapes. And to me, in the back of my mind, I'm like, this picture's been taken by a million people a million times. Like, why don't I truck in the woods a little bit or go somewhere else and get the same thing but different, if that makes sense. A different angle, a different time of year, you know, a different perspective. I like those photos. So like I said, I thought to myself, I wonder if people would enjoy having photos with meaning in their home. So I built a website, and I couldn't think of a more fitting name than Bangers. So what Bangers is this is going to be a subscription photo print service delivered to you, to your home on a quarterly basis. So here's how it works. You go on the website, bangersprints.com, linked in the description. You create an account, and then there are 3 subscription tours. You have the Explorer subscription, which is an 8x10 print. You have the Adventurer subscription, which is a 16x20 print, so a little bit larger. And then you have the Collector subscription, which is a 20x24, so larger print. You have the option to do either quarterly billing or annual billing. If you choose to do the annual subscription, you'll get charged once a year, and you'll save a little bit on the prints themselves, and you'll only get charged one time for shipping instead of 4. So you'll save, at least $30 on shipping. How it's going to work as far as rollout is the enrollment period is going to be quarterly. So starting July 1st, the enrollment period will roll up to 15 days before the start of the next quarter. So the first release of this service will be October 1st, and the cutoff for that enrollment will be 15 days prior. So what's that, September 16th, September 15th? So you have up until that day to sign up in order to get the print. And about the print, 2 things I am nervous about is I'll start with, when I get a legitimate banger, it's hard for me not to just stop what I'm doing, tune it up, and post it online. It's not what I'm going to do. Every print delivered through this service will be completely exclusive to the Bangers subscription service. You'll never see it on the website. You'll never see it online. You'll never see it anywhere else besides delivered to your home or maybe someone else's home, which I think is fun and unique. So it's not just a picture that anyone could have. It's not something you're going to hang in your house and then see all over the internet. It is exclusive to the service. So that is the only way. So that's going to be the challenge on my end, is like, oh, this is like so good. I want everyone to see it. But nope, exclusive to the service, just for you, the subscribers. The second thing I'm worried about is you trusting me to deliver beautiful wall hanging worthy pictures to your home, because you will not see the picture until it shows up to your home, which I think is also kind of fun and exciting. It's kind of like a subscription box that you get monthly, and you don't kind of have an idea what's going to be in it, but you don't know what exactly is in it. So I think that is a fun idea. There's an example of like the release schedule on the website. You can take a look at that. Like I said, linked in the description. I do have an online gallery of some past work, just so you can have a reference point of kind of what the pictures are going to look like a little bit. And I am going to do an initial sign up offer for the first 12 people who subscribe on an annual basis. You will be able to select one picture from the gallery to be included in addition to your subscription on your first shipment. And you can choose the size you are subscribed to or below. If you're subscribed to the 8x10 Explorer, you'll get an 8x10. If you're subscribed to the 16x24 Adventurer, you can get the Adventurer or Explorer. If you subscribe to the Collector, you can choose which one you want. And I will reach out to the first 12 subscribers to get that information of what you want. And then in addition to the print, each print will have a story, what I'm calling a story card included. So each print and story card will be stamped with your subscription level, and they will also be numbered. So say there's 50 Adventurer subscribers. Each one will be stamped with Adventurer, and it'll be 1 out of 50, 2 out of 50. And all those numbers will be assigned randomly when I go to ship them. But then the story card will include where it was taken, the story of why I was there, maybe something funny or interesting that happened to, why I was there, why the picture was taken or what made the picture unique, or some travel issue I had or something. It'll tell the story of the photo, so where it came from, the backstory, which I think is cool. And when I'm shopping for art, that's something I look for. It's like, oh, this is an awesome picture, but like, I don't know nothing about it. You'll know everything about it. So that will be included with each print. I bought a very large photo printer for this that showed up to my driveway in a freight truck. It is a very nice, very smart machine. I've tested it out a few times already. I am excited to use it. I want this to be a quality product. And how I envision this is, say you have a home gym and you want some art in it. You subscribe, and then every quarter you get a new picture and you swap out that picture. So it's a fresh look for, the season. And that is something I'm going to attempt to, not always. Sometimes if it feels right, I'll send the picture that I think everyone will love. I've been bleeding this whole time. So yeah, so take a look at the website. If you have any questions, feel free to comment below, or reach out to me in any way. I'd be happy to answer any questions that anyone has. But yeah, I'm excited about it. I think it's fun and unique, and I did a little research and don't see anything really like it. So I'm excited to see where this could lead. This is going to be the process how we're going to start. It may adapt and change over time. I don't know. But yeah, we're just going to roll with the punches and see how it goes. And I hope people think this is fun, because I do. And it's going to be something that motivates me to get out here more and travel more and find the unique pictures, which is something I love to do, that people will be happy to display in their home. So yeah, I am very excited about it. With that, I did not catch any fish, even though I can see them. I could see them. They're not hungry for frogs, but yeah, we're gonna mosey around the North Woods here a little more. It's a little overcast, which sometimes can help influence a little banger sunset. So we're gonna find a spot to set up for that. We got a few hours, but yeah, I'll see you at sunset. Well, I'm upside down. There we go. Wow, I was just cruising around, killing time for sunset before we get the last banger of this video. If you've watched any of my previous videos, and I always try to get a video banger as well. So I pulled down this rickety road that led to a ricketier boat launch, and I was like, I'll just throw a few casts with the frog. There's a deer. Unfortunately, as I just watched the playback, my mic transmitter died. So there's no audio, but I caught a muskie off the freaking bank, 30 inches. I'll play a video, maybe do a little post voiceover narrative for you to spice it up a little bit, but pretty freaking cool. On a topwater frog, doesn't get any freaking better. Not a huge muskie, but or even a big muskie, but still very, very cool. Shout out Laura Lake West Boat Launch. Yeah, pretty cool. That's not bass. Oh, holy smokes. Oh, what is that? Is that a muskie? Is that a muskie? That's not a muskie. Is that a bowfin? What is that? Oh my god. Oh, it's a muskie. It's a muskie. Get it on land. Get on land. Get on the bank. Get on the bank. Get on the bank. Don't flop. Don't flop. Don't flop. Oh, snap me off. Grab it. Grab it. Grab it. I got it. Oh my god. Oh, look at this thing. Look at this thing. On the top water frog. Are you kidding me? Oh my god. This is insane. This is insane. From the bank. Look at it. Oh, look. It choked the frog. Look at it in its mouth. Oh my god. We're back. Went back to the house and confirmed my lack of audio on the muskie catch, which truly saddens me. But as you can see by the glistening gold on my face, I have found this spot for sunset. I think we're about like 30 minutes out. And I promised you this. So we're going to get the beauty of this, I was eyeballing, for the camera nerds out there, if you don't like this video has been a lot less about, you know, cameras and settings, yada yada yada, more about the announcement of bangers. But for the camera nerds, everyone else can skip this part. I was eyeballing the 100 to 400 for a long time, and then they were coming out with the new one, so I'm like, I'll wait for the new one because I wanted it for when we go to Africa. But I knew of this guy. And then they came out with the new one, and it was what, $4,000, $4,500. Like, and then this one, yeah, you don't have the 2.8, no 2.8. 2.8's expensive, and for a long telephoto, you don't need 2.8. So I went with this one. I actually love the fact that it's a gigantic lens, but I can also shoot at 60 millimeters, so I can shoot this sunset. I can get a wide of the lake at 60 millimeters, and I can also do 600, and I can also hit the crop, but I do 900. So versatility is what I went with. I'm excited. Just as you want a sneak peek, this is kind of ridiculous, but not a terrible spot, shaping up to be a good one. You're currently sitting on a tree. Golly, man. You can do it. Got it. This thing is kind of obnoxious. Especially when you add this. I've never used a sun guard, if that's even what you call these. I mean, it makes it look cooler. Look at this. Yikes. What do I do with this? One last moment, time of reflection before sunset gets going too crazy here. This place, I've always loved the Northwoods. I spent a lot of time up here as a kid, family vacations, had a ton of fun, ton of memories, and then kind of lost touch with it as we got older and got busy. And then in 2018, god dang it, this boat. 2018, bought property up here. Was super excited. And that first day I owned it, that like evening, probably like this time, like almost dark, I caught a bass, largemouth bass on a muskie lure off the dock, which was kind of crazy. And I took that as like, okay, this is a good sign of great things to come. That was a roller coaster. If you haven't seen the last video I posted, go check that out. That was my departure from that property in this area temporarily. And I'll link that in the description. But it was a roller coaster. It was good. I learned a lot, but it was stressful, tough. And then we decided to get married up here, which kind of made me nervous because of how many times I've felt like this place has rejected me. And then today, awkward. Today I did the opposite of what I did that very first day up here. I caught a muskie on a bass lure from the bank on a frog. Topwater muskie? Come on. That loon's eating a fish. So, hopefully, a sign of incredible things to come with the announcement of bangers today. The day I caught a freaking muskie on a yellow frog. 2018, bought property up here. Was super excited. And And that first day I owned it, that like evening, probably like this time, like almost dark, I caught a bass, largemouth bass on a muskie lure off the dock, which was kind of crazy. And I took that as like, okay, this is a good sign of great things to come. That was a roller coaster. If you haven't seen the last video I posted, go check that out. That was my departure from that property in this area temporarily. And I'll link that in the description. But it was a roller coaster. It was good. I learned a lot, but it was stressful, tough. And then we decided to get married up here, which kind of made me nervous because of how many times I felt like this place has rejected me. And then today, awkward. Today I did the opposite of what I did that very first day up here. Was now I caught a muskie on a bass lure from the bank on a frog. Topwater muskie? Come on. That loon's eating a fish. So, hopefully, a sign of incredible things to come with the announcement of Bangers today. The day I caught a freaking muskie on a yellow frog. So yeah, I'm blessed to have an incredible support system, family, friends, soon to be wife, soon to be in-laws. So I am excited for what comes of Bangers, and I hope you guys choose to give it a chance. And yeah, that's the end of my spiel. So I'm gonna sit here and wait for sunset. It's already getting kind of crazy. Like, that picture of the boat I just got is freaking gnarly. So, alright, check back in a few. Been running. Can you see me? Can you see me? Where are you at? I'm going to show you the beauty of this lens. 60 millimeters. Hold on. $600 millimeters. 600. Then you want to punch? 900. Almost too far. Who would have thought that was possible? And you could just do a modest 200. Well, look at the range. I love it. Where's the boat out there? No space in memory card slot 2. Alright folks, memory card's full. So that, with this background, can you even see me or am I a silhouette? But that is gonna be the end of this episode of Rippin' Bangers. Thanks for tuning in. Please check out bangersprints.com. Consider subscribing. I would appreciate it. And like I said, first 12 annual subscribers get a free print of their choice from the gallery. Take a look. Comment any questions. Like, comment, subscribe. See you at the next one.